Just a second, huh? Just a second. Okay. Hi, I am an artist and I just invented zeroism. You see, I am an artist. A lot of intense, haunting, great ideas occur to me at random moments of life, and a lot of epiphanies that never happen to normal people happen to me because I'm an artist. And now, what if I told you that being an artist, this gives me the right to go out there and wreak havoc and unpleasantness in people's lives, sexually abuse someone, or imagine all the worst things that can happen. Won't you be outraged? So now you can understand why I find it very hard to wrap my head around the idea of separating art from the artist. So who is an artist anyway? The general definition or understanding is that anyone who creates something of value, it could be intellectual, or aesthetic, something beautiful like a painting or a sculpture, a song, a poem, or a novel, or a film, and so on. This is not a personal attack on a particular painter or a poet or a writer or a sculptor or a filmmaker or an actor. This is not also about gender. This is not going to be a pseudo-feminist rant. This is just about the idea of separating art from the artist. I cannot believe that this idea is sometimes forced upon you even today, even after these massive global movements such as Me Too and Time Is Up. So I just have a couple of questions here. One, is it easy to have our forgiveness, empathy, kindness misplaced if the victim is someone we don't know, if the victim is in another country or is on another continent altogether? What if the victim happens to be someone we dearly love, with whom we live, who is just in the other room? Will we still be able to talk about forgiveness, empathy, kindness as easily? And if that rapist, who happens to be an artist, is a painter or a poet, will we still have the guts with the victim in our own house? Will we still have the guts to get a painting or a book and decorate our walls and our bookshelves? I sincerely wish that I didn't have to ask this question, but I have to. Also, one lifetime can never be enough to consume all the art that has happened to us through artists who are great human beings. And for argument's sake, because we're all great at arguments, we might say, what about all those artists whose acts of crime never get reported? And that is the point, right? I guess it's a collective responsibility for us to create a space where a victim can feel free and brave to talk about such a crime committed against them by an artist. You see, I'm not talking about infidelity. Who can judge? Who can just assume a higher moral ground? I'm not talking about having multiple sexual partners. I'm not talking about affairs. I'm not talking about womanizing or manizing. Is that a term? I'm not even talking about sexual intercourse between two or more consenting adults. I am talking about statutory rape by an artist, and I really have no idea how to separate the art from the artist in such a case. Another perspective that you're frequently given is that you have to look at the larger picture. So let's try that. Is this large enough? So when I look at the larger picture, actually wait, let's zoom out even more. Let's zoom out to the solar system and to our entire galaxy, and even more if possible. So what is it? What is the Earth? A speck of dust, a pale blue dot, like Carl Sagan called it. And what about us on this beautiful, beautiful blue marble? Does it even matter if we are artists or not? To me, a vegetable vendor who works hard every single day to support his or her children's education, to keep their family fed, is no less than someone who makes a sculpture or paints or sings or acts or writes. And because I'm trying to look at the larger picture, I've always believed that artists are people who are so humbled by what happens to them, by how art happens to them, that art is beyond them and they're just being a conduit through whom art is happening to the entire world. And I'm even more convinced now as I speak than ever that I cannot separate art from the artist. And it actually funnily brings me back to zeroism, right? Because hey, at the end, this is all that there's going to be, zero. We are either going to dissolve in the soil or burn down to ashes. So that's the larger picture I'm looking at. I'm going to go ponder more upon zeroism and try to take it somewhere. And you go ahead and have a great week ahead. I will come back very soon with another rant. Take care. Bye.